name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my Make 9 plans for 2024. I've got a big stack of fabric on my lap, and you will have seen that in the thumbnail image introduction of this video. For the last couple of years, I think this will be the third year that I've chosen to do this, if not fourth year. I've been doing it for quite a while now. But basically my Make 9 plans, when I first participated in Make 9, I chose patterns, and I think I sewed up 3 of the patterns that I'd identified at the beginning of the year. Decided the following year not to choose patterns, but instead to use fabrics that I'd had in my stash either for a while, or I was umming and ahhing about what to make with them, or I just wanted encouragement and a bit of a nudge to use those fabrics. And the last 2 years I found that to be a really successful way of participating in Make 9. Both of those years I've sewn up most of the fabrics, if not all of the fabrics. So I thought I'd do the same for 2024. So before I share the fabrics and talk about what my plans are, not all of the fabrics I've got plans for some of them I would really appreciate your help and your ideas. I'll let you know what I'm wearing, and I'm wearing a Tilly in the Buttons Billy sweater dress, made in this gorgeous fleece backed, yeah, I'm just checking it is fleece backed, sweatshirt fabric that I got from First for Fabrics. It's on a grey background and it's got all these gorgeous hearts in different colours. Meant to be like a leopard print effect. I've gone for the balloon sleeve, which I absolutely love, slight voluminous shoulder detail, and then they gathered into a cuff. I've got all the fabrics on my lap, so I won't stand up because it's actually quite tricky to show you what this dress looks like when I stand up, but I will put a picture in of me wearing this dress. Love wearing it, it's really comfortable and really cozy. And then earrings, I've got some lightning bolt leopard print earrings from Sapphire Frills to kind of replicate the leopard print heart kind of design on the dress. So that is what I'm wearing. So I have chosen 9 fabrics from my stash. What I'm going to be doing this year for Make 9 is I'm actually going to have 2 Make 9s running alongside each other. This year I am just going to embrace the fun and the colour, and I've seen so many amazing kind of outfits or garments that have really inspired me. So I've got tons of screenshots on my phone where I've seen something and thought, wow, I love that, I want to try and make it. Wow, I love that, I want to try and make it. Too many ideas. So I have narrowed them down to 9 images, and I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about those images and the reason I've gone for 2 Make 9s running alongside each other. I find using fabrics from my stash really motivating, and some of these fabrics, like I said at the start of the video, have been in my stash for a while, so it's kind of the push I need to use them. So there will be another kind of sewing plans video coming out in a few weeks where I talk about some images that have got me really inspired and some pictures that are going to drive a separate Make 9. Today I'm going to be talking about all of these gorgeous fabrics that I've dug out of my stash. Some of them I have got ideas for, some of them I haven't, some have been in my stash for ages, and some I've bought quite recently. So I'm just going to get started. I'm not going to be able to link most of these fabrics because some of them I bought ages ago. If I can link any fabrics, I'll link them down below. Some of the fabrics I can remember where I got them from, and some of them I cannot remember. So the first one, I think, out of all of them, is probably one of my oldest fabrics that I've had in my stash. It's a viscose crepe, and it's on a really dark, I think it's like a dark black, I can't tell if it's forest green or black. I think it's on a black background, and then it's got all these like autumnal sort of flowers and things on it. So if I hold it up, the green in the flowers and the leaves and stalks make the background look like it's green, but actually I do think it's a black background. So viscose crepe, I got this from Sew Me Sunshine years ago, like when I first started sewing, so it's probably about 4-5 years old. It's a beautiful fabric, so drapey and soft and just beautiful. I absolutely fell in love with that print. I think it's such a beautiful print. I love the green kind of vibe that's going on and the autumnal colours from those flowers, the sort of rust, mustard and cream flowers. Absolutely beautiful. Can't remember how much I got. Let me see if I can figure out how much I got of the fabric. I think I got 2 meters of this fabric. I get it out every so often and think, I love that fabric, I really want to turn it into something, and then I just don't know what to turn it into because I've only got 2 meters. I'm not sure what to turn it into at all. I feel like if I turned it into a top, I'd have too much of this gorgeous fabric left over. I don't think it's enough to turn it into a dress either. So then that makes me think maybe I turn it into some culottes, some trousers. It's quite a lightweight fabric. I don't think I'll be able to wear them as trousers in the winter because it's quite a lightweight fabric. But it looks to me like an autumnal fabric. Then I think, is it too lightweight to turn it into trousers for the autumn? So I just keep going round and round in circles basically, and I haven't a clue what to turn it into. Maybe a skirt. I might get a lot of wear out of it if I turn it into a skirt, because then I could layer it up. I could wear like a turtleneck top tucked into a skirt. It's got a really beautiful sort of texture because it's a crepe and it's a viscose, so it's really sort of drapey as well. I've pre-washed this fabric. And it's been sat in my stash for absolutely ages, so I would really love your suggestions of what to turn it into. It is a fairly wide fabric actually, and I've got 2 meters, so I would really love your suggestions of what to turn that into. I think it's such a beautiful fabric, and I'm really keen to use that fabric this year. So please let me know in the comments below if you've got suggestions for any of these fabrics that I share with you. Okay, the next fabric that I'd like to share with you is quite a funky, kind of reminds me of like 80s print fabric. It's a ripstop fabric. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Waterproof, really funky, like amazing print. I just think it's fabulous. I bought this originally to turn it into like a rain mac type thing. So just a really lightweight throw on raincoat. I didn't want to line it. I think I got 3 meters of this fabric. Reminds me a little bit of like shell suit type fabric. It's got no drape really. It's quite a structured fabric actually, even though it's quite lightweight. And you can just see on the other side the print, but obviously not as vibrant. It's a white background. And that is what the print looks like. I think it's such a fun, bright, colourful fabric. So I bought it originally wanting to turn it into like a rain mac, throw on rain mac, but was totally stumped with what pattern to use because I didn't want to line it. I wanted it to be almost like a pack-a-mac type coat that I could carry around with me, and if it rains I could just pop it on. Really love this print, and I just think it's a really fun fabric. So I didn't use it because I wasn't sure what pattern to go for. But then Friday Pattern Company released this pattern, the Pogo Nip Pullover, which I know you can use a really lightweight fabric, and they've got an option for it to be like a fold away with a pouch in the back of it. I haven't got the rest of it, but I'll put an image in. And I think maybe this fabric would be perfect for that pattern. So that's what I'm thinking I might do with this fabric. I think I bought it last year, if not the year before. So I have had it in my stash for a while, because if I bought it last year, it was right at the beginning of the year. So I am really keen to sew this up, and I think it would make a really fun Pogo Nip pullover. And again, it could just be that sort of pack away mac that I just carry in my bag with me for days when I don't need a big winter coat. So I'm thinking maybe like the springtime when I don't need a big winter coat, but it still might rain, so I want to have a rain mac with me. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this fabric. I think it's going to be turned into that pattern. So that was the second fabric. The third fabric, I bought this last year, fell in love with this pattern, but then stashed it away, and I'm really keen to get this turned into a skirt. I know that that's what I'm going to do with this, because I know if I turn it into a skirt, I'll get lots and lots of wear out of it. I've got lots of shirts and blouses and jumpers that I know will go perfectly with this fabric. I got this from Floral. It's an absolutely gorgeous, really fun fabric. It's got all these pin cushions all over it. And I just think it's a really fun fabric. It's on a navy background. I've got lots of tops that go with navy, but I've also got lots of jumpers where I can pull out some of the other colours that we've got on that fabric. It's quite a narrow fabric, but I think I bought 2 meters, which is enough to sew up a skirt. So I'm just going to use the free tutorial by Alice Irvine to do a flat fronted skirt. I get lots and lots of wear out of my flat fronted skirts, especially for work, because I can tweak the length of the skirt, I can tweak how gathered it is, and I can also put in massive pockets for all the tissues and post-it notes and bits and bobs that the children give to me when I'm teaching. And I just think it's a really fun print. So I definitely know what I'm going to turn this one into. And I'm really excited about turning that into a skirt, because I know that I will get tons and tons of wear out of that skirt. So I'm very excited about that one. The next one, I think I bought it from Lamazi Fabrics a couple of years ago, and it's been sat in my stash for a while. When I bought it, I think it was summertime. I fell in love with the Seersucker fabric, but also the print, and I thought it was really fun. I bought it with the Saguaro set, Friday Pattern Company set, where it's like a, is it a V-neck? Kind of almost like a cropped top, and then there's like some trousers that go with it. Absolutely love that pattern. So I bought this fabric with that pattern in mind, but then I thought the two together, if I did a top and trousers, it might be a bit much in that print. So I haven't turned it into anything yet. I'm thinking this will be a summer project, spring summer project, and I'm now thinking of turning it into a dress. So I was thinking either the Kokoawa Crafts raspberry dress, which is like a sheared, if I remember correctly, I think it's a sheared, yeah, it's a sheared bodice with a gathered skirt, and then it's got different options for the straps. So you can do straps with a ruffle, or you can do plain straps. So I think I might turn this into that, or the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel dress, which has got a bit of shearing on the bodice and the sleeves, which is a really cute pattern as well. So I know that I definitely want to turn this into a dress. I'm just not decided which pattern to go for yet. I've made both patterns and I wear both of the dresses loads when it comes to the summer. So I think once we get a bit closer to the warmer weather, maybe sort of May, June time, then I might dig this fabric out and turn it into one of those patterns. I'll probably get an idea closer to the time which pattern I want to turn it into. So firm plans for that fabric as well. The next fabric is one of the fabrics that's been in my stash for a really long time as well. I love this print and I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. I bought this from Semi Sunshine. It's an absolutely gorgeous, really fun Ruby Star Society. It's like a fizzy pop. What do they call it? Has it got a name? Oh, it's just called Pop. Fabric. It's a cotton fabric, cotton poplin. I only got a metre of it, and that's why I haven't turned it into anything yet, because I can't decide what to turn it into. It's quite a narrow fabric. It's just a really fun design. It's got all these different pop bottles all over it, and then it's on this white background. I just thought their print was really fun, really colourful, and it just made me smile when I saw it. Only bought a metre, so I don't know what to turn it into. So I would really love your suggestions. I want to turn it into a top. I don't know what pattern to turn it into. If I turned it into a top, I'd probably wear it under dungarees, probably pair it with some jeans that I've got, and some of the skirts that I've got as well. So I need to consider that when I'm thinking about what pattern, and also it's quite a narrow fabric. So I need to think carefully about what the sleeve looks like on the pattern as well. I did wonder if I'd be able to squeeze out a Friday Pattern Company sagebrush top. Because I have been able to squeeze it out of a metre before, but I don't think it was a narrow metre. Because it's quite a narrow fabric, I'm really stumped as to what pattern to go for. If anyone's got any suggestions, please let me know, because it's a really fun print and I'm really keen to get it out of my stash and into my wardrobe, because I know that I will really enjoy wearing it. So please let me know down below what your suggestions are. Okay, fabric number 6 is a fabric that I bought last year. Absolutely fell in love with it. I got it from Fabric Godmother. It's a really fun print. It's a stretch denim, and it's on a lilac background, and it's got these really gorgeous bright green flowers all over it. I got 2.5 meters of this fabric. Originally wanted to turn it into a pair of dungarees, but then I wasn't sure if that would be too bright for a pair of dungarees, and I wasn't sure if I would reach for them. I also wondered what would I wear underneath, but actually on reflection, holding this up, I think it would make a really fun pair of dungarees. So I could use a couple of dungaree patterns. There's the True Bias Riley dungarees, which I absolutely love. The only thing with the Riley dungarees is there's lots of pattern pieces, so I wondered and worried about breaking up that print too much. The other pattern I could use was the Helen's Closet Yanta overalls, which is a pattern that I really love. This might work really nicely for the Yanta overalls. It has got stretch, a little bit of stretch to it. I absolutely love the bright green, different sized flowers and that lilac background. Do I turn it into dungarees is my question. I've got enough fabric to play around with it. If I just turned it into trousers, I'd have too much of the fabric left over. But I could turn it into some trousers with a matching jacket. So I could do like a denim jacket with this. I could use the Sew Over It Cemento denim jacket, which I love, and I wear mine all the time. Or do I just go for a pair of dungarees? Please let me know in the comments below. But as soon as I saw this fabric, I fell in love with it. I think it's such a fun, bright, colourful fabric. And actually, I think it would make a really fun pair of dungarees. So do I go for dungarees or do I go for trousers and a denim jacket? Please let me know in the comments below. But that's another fabric that I'm desperate to get used because I just fell in love with that fabric as soon as I saw it last year. The next fabric is a fabric that I've had in my stash for years as well, and I think I got this from Sew Me Sunshine. It's a green and pinky purple, almost like a lilac print fabric, and it's got these dots in stripes. It's a really interesting pattern actually. I have no idea what to turn this into. That's what it looks like. I have got 2 meters of this fabric. It's a lovely viscose, really drapey and really floaty, feels really lovely and soft. I just haven't got a clue what to turn this into, and I have had this in my stash for absolutely ages. And again, it's one of those fabrics I get out and think, I just don't know what to turn you into. So please let me know if you've got any suggestions. I was thinking maybe a dress, maybe the Friday Pattern Company Davenport dress. I'm just talking about all their patterns today. But the Davenport dress might work really nicely in this fabric. I could just go for a skirt. I could go for some culottes. Please let me know if you've got any suggestions. That's what the print looks like. I love those 2 colours together. I think they're absolutely beautiful together. So please let me know if you've got suggestions for that fabric. I have got 2 meters of that fabric to play around with. The next fabric is a bit of a wild card in terms of fabric because it's a really interesting, very different type of fabric. I bought this, I think I got this last Christmas from Sew Me Sun. It's definitely from Sew Me Sunshine. I can't remember if it was last Christmas or the Christmas before. I think it was last Christmas because they did a December like drop-in pop-up kind of event where you could go along, have some nibbles, chat to sewing people and buy fabric. So I went along and I saw this fabric in their shop, but resisted. And then when I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then they put a sale on over the Christmas and I bought some in the sale. I think I got 3 meters of this fabric. Let me open it up and see. No, I've got 2.5 meters of this fabric. It's this really interesting like lace effect silver fabric, which is made up of fabric underneath, and then it's got this really interesting like almost like wire effect over the top. I don't think it is wire. I'm trying to feel it because it doesn't feel hard. The circles that are over the top feel nice and soft. It's see-through. When I first bought it, I thought about turning it into some kind of top that you would overlay over a top underneath. But actually I've got 2.5 meters. So I feel like I need to turn it into a dress that I would overlay over like a bodycon dress or something. It's an absolutely beautiful fabric. I think because it's a fabric I've never worked with before, I really don't know what to turn it into. So if anyone's got any suggestions, I've got 2.5 meters. It's this absolutely gorgeous fabric. It's almost like spider web, but you can see obviously my dress underneath. But I think it would be really cool to have it as like an overlay over a bodycon dress or something. And I feel like you could play around with the colour underneath. That I could have a different coloured bodycon dress. It was such a beautiful fabric and I could not stop thinking about it when I got home, because I was able to have a look at it in the flesh and feel it, and it's just such a different, unusual fabric. I think that's why I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then when it was in the sale, it was like it was meant to be. So 2.5 meters of it. Don't know what to turn it into. I would really love your suggestions, and I'm really keen to get this sewn up this year. I don't want to have it sat in my stash for too much longer, because I think it's such a beautiful fabric. It deserves to be turned into a beautiful wearable garment. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you've got an idea of what I can turn that into. And then the final fabric, I've kind of cheated a little bit because it's 3 fabrics that I've put together, but I bought these 3 fabrics with the idea of using them together. They are a beautiful quilted fabric in 3 different colourways, and I bought these from First for Fabrics, and I think I bought these last year. They are absolutely beautiful. It's like a powder blue, a mint green, and then a lilac underneath. I think I got like 2 meters of each, or 1.5 meters of each, because I want to use them together. They're quilted fabric, so you can see that you've got that layer of batting, what do you call it, in between the 2 layers of fabric. So I've got the blue colourway, I've got the mint green, and then I've got the lilac colourway, and I just think they all work so beautifully together. So I want to use them to make like a colour blocked coat. I just don't know what pattern. It will have to be a pattern, I think, that I end up hacking, unless anyone knows of a pattern that allows for colour blocking. So it's got natural kind of lines in the garment that would lend themselves to colour blocking. If anyone's got any suggestions, please let me know, because I would really love to turn these beautiful fabrics into a coat. I think I want a coat with a hood, and I think I want a coat that's quite relaxed fit. I'm really keen to get these gorgeous fabrics turned into a coat. So please let me know in the comments below what pattern you would use for those 3 beautiful quilted fabrics. And they were from First for Fabrics. So that's all the fabrics that I've chosen this year for my Make 9. Please let me know in the comments below if you've got any suggestions for any of the fabrics that I've talked about. There's a real mix of fabrics, some that are going to create some really gorgeous, well, they're all going to be gorgeous garments, but I think some are going to make some really interesting garments, like this beautiful lace effect sort of silver fabric. And then some of the fabrics I think are going to create real staples, like the skirt that I want to use. Oh, where's it gone? This beautiful fabric for, and this fabric I'm really keen to turn it into a top, and I think I'll get lots and lots of wear out of it too. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the fabrics that I have chosen for my Make 9. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really love it if you could hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified when I bring out my next video. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.